I haven't thrown this graphic up in a long time. It is time for Hiding with Biden.
Oh, here we go. What a moron.
Hey, you got any ice cream in there?
He waves from the top. I made it.
What is he doing? Come on, man.
You ain't black.
You ain't black. That's got to be the best moment from the entire 2020 campaign. You ain't black.
I love that frustrated look on my face in the meme.
Yeah, but Trump is the racist.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Democrats have been responsible for segregation, slavery,
Gun control. Yeah.
The black crime rates. I mean, they've made it basically so that virtually all violent crime in these leftoid shitholes is legal, which primarily affects the black community.
Yeah.
And yet, for some reason, they're the champions of civil rights and equality.
Yeah, get the hell out of here.
The
Look
ones
at
who
Baltimore.
filibustered the Civil Rights Act for almost 3 months.
Yeah, Baltimore has been nothing but a raging shithole for half a century.
Yep.
Same thing with Detroit.
Yep.
I literally used to go on my roof as a child the day before or the night before Halloween to watch Detroit burn
You'd
down.
watch the fires and hear the gunshots.
Yep.
It's so
I
musical.
mean, they're having 100, 150 fires a night.
Yeah. And speaking of shitholes and Democrats creating them, Biden has just signed us up for 3 more endless wars. Did you hear about this? Probably not. Yesterday, Joe Biden submitted a war powers resolution. There will now be American troops deployed to Djibouti, Ethiopia, and Sudan for an indefinite amount of time.
Listen, there's already been troops there. I've been sending guys from civil affairs to Djibouti for over a decade.
Well, you never have to bribe men to go and invade Djibouti. I mean, it sounds like an alcohol-related incident
It is.
available on request, but everyone wants a crack at Djibouti. The more men, the merrier, said Pop's ex with a smile on her face.
You're going to get me sued, man. Stop.
And they're this color.
Hey!
And if you guys want to take a look at it, the actual letter is right here. It's linked. It's on the website, redonkulous.com. Go ahead and check it out. Congress, you spineless sacks of human excrement. Why did you give the executive branch this much power? It was never meant to have it.
That's right.
Fucking morons.
Well, the thing is, like I've said before 100 times, the longer a government exists, the higher the chances of it going off the rails happens. Every government that has ever existed goes off the fucking rails.
Exactly.
And it doesn't matter if it's a king, a parliament, Congress. It always happens.
Congress is just full of spineless grifters.
Yeah.
That's all they are. There's a couple in there that actually have a brain in their skull, but they're a fraction. They're like the trannies in the world population. They're a minority of a minority within the minority. Like, that's it. And it's so pathetic. I mean, Congress routinely has an approval rating of less than 20%.
Yeah.
Now, if I worked at a company with exactly 100 people and less than 20 of them thought I was doing a good job, I couldn't walk into the payroll office and give myself a fucking raise, now could I?
Yeah, they do it all the time.
These motherfuckers, I'm sorry, there's so many things that need to be fixed about this fucking republic. One of them is, if you want a raise, you need to come to us.
That's right.
You need to actually have the people vote on it.
They throw-
Personally, it needs to be, I personally think it needs to be a standard wage. You need to have term limits that cap at 8 years, period, and then you get 1 year, just one, of pension to reintegrate yourself back into the private sector. This was never meant to be a fucking career. Ever.
Yeah, listen, nothing good happens when you have bureaucrats who are dug in like a Alabama tick.
Yep.
All right, they were not elected. They wield all kinds of fucking power.
Yeah, and most of them now actually weren't elected.
Yes.
Ooh. Sorry, but that's what we're seeing now.
Yeah.
Most of them are just reelected by default because of name recognition. And then the rest of them that are actually in contested districts, Arizona, I'm sorry, we just switch the ice cream scoops around on the truck.
Yep. Some extra boxes of waffle cones show up. who knows who knew what happened.
Exactly. But, oh, hang on. If you ask Biden, actually, if you asked him about what, 2.5 years ago, about a year and a half ago, not even, he'll tell you that he ended the forever wars.
All right. Hang on here. All right. First
Yes.
of all, he literally pulled out of Afghanistan
Whoa.
and left so much ordnance behind that the Taliban now are in when it comes to guns, weapons, and vehicles, are in the top 50 armies in the on the world. What's going on? Uh-oh, we're having technical difficulty here. Why did it shut off?
I have no idea why my camera shut off. It just did. Murphy! Murphy, you bastard!
Could be the ghost.
Yeah, it could be the ghost. Could be good. We're getting fucked up around here. I don't know.
It's nothing. It's nothing serious. Just annoying.
Didn't mean to distract you, but I had to figure that out.
Gotcha.
Yeah, it's just hilarious. Oh, yeah, I ended the forever wars. Yeah, but you gave how many billions of dollars in weapons?
Now, hang on. Did the French Foreign Legion actually fight a war in Sudan about 10 years ago, 8 years back?
I don't remember, to be honest with you.
I think I remember seeing that.
What does it have to do with this personally, though?
Well, I mean, we're going back to areas of Africa where there has not been nothing but historic violence and mayhem for over 100+ years.
Ooh.
I mean, Haiti was so bad, they had to put an actual line across the country and say, you idiots can stay over there, you're Haiti. Over here is the Dominican Republic.
Naturally.
And the Dominican Republic, things are a lot better. Haiti, shithole.
Shithole.
Yeah.
Bunch of garbage. Hey, you know what? I have an idea. Just in case it's an overheating thing, let's turn off that furnace. It's getting a little toasty in here.
Do it right now.
Do it right now.
Right.
Yeah, Mr. Biden, I ended the forever wars and just happened to arm a hostile enemy state in the process. But you shouldn't have guns.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the schools that house your children, your legacy, they shouldn't have guns either. You know who needs to have guns? Congress. The same people telling you shouldn't have guns. It's amazing how that works.
And if you get up to speed on what happens after guns are banned, it's never a good thing.
Mm-hmm. How many hundreds of millions dead in the 20th century alone?
Yep.
At the hands of governments that disarmed their own citizenry? What could go wrong?
Yeah. I don't know.
That's why do you think they want to burn the history books and rewrite them? They're already trying to shoehorn in, the fact, completely debunked, more than dragons and the Tooth Fairy at this point, that Trump used Russia to steal the 2016 election. They're trying to put that into history textbooks now.
Yeah, that's such bullshit.
Wow, yeah. Let's keep pulling at that thread and see how things unravel. Son of a bitch. And, of course, they haven't learned their lessons. Least popular president ever at this point. And he wants to run for re-election at the age of 81. And a younger version of him once criticized an opponent for being too old at 63.
Yep. Well, he's always a contradiction.
He's a piece of shit.
Yeah. You're absolutely correct.
Half of the time when he's on the news, I'm not even sure if it's actually him I'm looking at because, there it goes again. It's I don't understand it. It looks like a deep fake half the time because most of the time he's barely blinking.
Yeah, I don't know. So did your camera quit again?
Yeah, camera quit again. I'm going to have to figure out what the hell is wrong with that. It must have just got too hot in here and then shut off.
Are you sure?
No problem. That's all right, though. They can still hear me.
Yeah, okay.
That's more important than seeing my ugly mug.
Gotcha.
Oh, yeah, let's just re-announce that re-election campaign. It's going to go so well
I want him to run. I
yeah?
literally want to see that.
I love this. Biden's pretty old, and he's getting older and older. It's just the truth. And he's demented as shit.
Yes, he is.
Like, oh, my God. I thought it was bad in 2020 when he was running. Listening to him now, whew, that's just all kinds of sad. It's like elder abuse. That's what it feels like I'm looking at.
Yep.
Whenever I see him on television, it's like elder abuse.
I don't know what to tell you.
I don't know.
I mean, I already know what's going to happen. They're going to ruin the economy.
Oh, they already have.
No. I'm talking about crash.
Ah, okay. So like Great Depression levels.
Worse. If our money gets hyperinflated like it was during after World War I Germany, when this pendulum swings the other way, it is going to be so bad for the left.
God. In addition to him being, well, let's see, he's going to be an octogenarian within a year. And he wants to run for president again, which, like, 70% of this country, even on CNN, they held a poll. They said 70% of Americans do not want him to run
Good.
again.
Let him run. I want to see that happen.
They're going to have a hard time pulling the kind of honking they did 3 years ago.
Yes, they are.
Much more difficult now that the everything's in shambles. Grocery bills are astronomical. It's just going to get worse.
It's getting crazy.
And they want it to get worse. That's the fucked up part. These people are not incompetent. Never ever make that mistake of thinking they're incompetent.
Oh, yeah.
They're malevolent. This is exactly what they want. They want you to feel unsafe. They want you to feel like your money isn't worth anything. And then even though they're the ones who started all this bullshit, they're going to try to convince you that they're the solution. All you got to do is give them more power.
Yeah, and that's all they want.
Yeah.
They literally want to have all the power. They don't want you to have guns because, historically, an armed population at one point will rise up and get rid of the craziness.
Because that's what happens. But, you better be careful with your kids because they're not your kids anymore.
Yeah,
according to Mr. Biden. Yeah, this totally doesn't sound Maoist or Stalinist.
Yeah, this is not going to go over well.
This is just, wow. Whew.
Rebecca put a teacher's creed into words when she said, "There's no such thing as someone else's child. No such thing as someone else's child. Our nation's children are all our children."
How about no?
How about go fuck yourself?
Well, that's one way to justify trying to diddle kids.
Yep. Listen, this is so insane.
Which he totally never did, even though they authenticated his daughter's diary. Yeah, see, showering with your teenage daughter.
Not a good thing.
Not good form. Not a technique nor the preferred method. Unless you're, Pedo Peter or whatever.
Pedo Peter.
Seriously, who actually thought this fucking potato with his crackhead, niece-diddling son, let's be honest, it obviously runs in the family. Who thought this was the best bet?
All right. The people who are basically put their hand up his ass to turn him into a sock puppet knew from the way he used to act that he literally is not a leader. He is a follower. And that's what's going on right now.
Yeah.
They want the leader of the country to follow somebody else, and it's easy to control people when they're scared, when there's a lot of doubt, okay, or if they're stupid.
And there's definitely more than enough stupid to go around.
Yeah.
Yeah, you get all three, you got a trifecta.
It's still shutting off?
Don't worry about it.
All right.
What really blows my mind is that people who vote for this asshole, they don't see the stupidity of their own stance on the world. These are the ones who claim that the system that we live in is systemically racist, it's corrupt, it needs to be burned down and reorganized from the bottom up, and they can't tell you how they're supposed to do that, by the way.
Well, they're a cult.
Yeah, they're a cult. Yeah. They have nothing but feelings and ideas and nothing else.
No solutions.
Nothing at all. Yeah, what cracks me up is that they admit that this system is broken. And yet, they are the first ones to shame other people for not allowing their children to grow up in said system, namely daycare and public education. Because, the women nowadays can have it all, right? They need to go and work and, bust their asses at a job just like men, which means that the state raises their children whether they're married or not.
Yeah, I had to do I dropped my kids off to the daycare thing.
It just pisses me off. Like, why would you want, like, if you're actually believing the shit that you spew, why would you want the state responsible for raising your kid? If it's so systemically racist, that's what it's going to teach your children, right?
Absolutely.
I mean, it is, just not in the way you're thinking.
I would like to see everyone on the right and center right pull their kids out of public school and homeschool.
Get them the hell out of public school. In fact, on Not the Bee, which is our favorite news site, by the way, you can see this up here. One of their taglines, one of their key subjects on their website where you can see tons of articles is called "Get Your Kids Out of Public School." Ooh. And you can see there's tons of articles addressing this very point. Study of 53 Illinois schools found 0 students can do math at grade level because math is racist. Where?
Yeah, and
we could do a whole video just on this section of the website.
Well, if you go down, and a little bit more. Where's what I see?
I don't know. What were you?
Right there.
Brutal video shows high school students savagely beat female teacher who took away his Nintendo Switch. What the fuck was your kid doing bringing a Switch to school for in the first place?
Now I'm going to tell you right now. If a student gets physically violent with the teacher, the student needs to be permanently expelled from the school district.
Oh, yeah, it needs to be game on.
Yeah, there's no playing around with that.
No.
One of my soldiers that I had at the National Guard unit I was at, former Marine, not going to use his name, he's a great guy, but he was an assistant principal for a high school up north. And he told me all of the just crazy-ass horse shit that went on. And the best story he ever told me was there was one of the students was a senior, and he was slow, like a Forrest Gump kind of guy, and he could barely, pass, but he was doing okay. But the football team just fucked with him mercilessly, and literally one day he just had enough. He gets up, and this kid worked on a farm with his father. Not a little guy. We're talking like 6'3", 6'4", 4.5 feet wide, just built like a brick shithouse. And literally destroyed the starting lineup of the football team in about 3 minutes inside that lunchroom. I mean, we're talking grabbing people, lifting them off the ground, shaking them like a rag doll, slamming them, kicking guys who flew over tables, turned over the whole fucking table with 8 people sitting at it.
Damn.
I mean, the dude was just savage. And the whole time he's just freaking out. He's like, ah, ah. So the soldier I know goes in there and calms him down, walks him back to his office, gets the whole fucking the backstory, and he's talking to this kid who's mentally diminished. But luckily, the kid had 2 friends that he always hung out with who treated him well.
Yeah.
Well, they came right to the office and they're like, hey, they fucked with. They're always mercilessly fucking with this guy. Blah blah blah. And a couple of these kids had to go to the hospital because he fucked them up that bad.
Oh, wow.
So the next day, all of these kids who got waylaid in the courtroom, their parents come in and I want that kid expelled.
Yeah.
And he's just like, no. In fact, this is what's going to happen.
No.
Such and such will no longer play on the football team, but he can stay in school. These 2 guys permanently expelled. Fuck off. You can go graduate from another high school.
Damn.
He goes, because those guys have mercilessly fucked with this guy for years. I didn't know about it. They just let me in on it. If I'd have known ahead of time, I would have stopped it before it got this bad. But no, your kids fucked with him so bad that he went full Clydesdale on their asses.
Damn right. That's exactly what you should do. And that actually leads us into the next portion of the subject, kind of an offshoot of like just the insane leftoidism that is the Biden administration.
Watch Grunt Speak live every Tuesday and Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern. And if you want to join Pop for Supporter Sundays, go to redonkulous.com/donate and make a monthly pledge. A link is in the Meat Gazer box.